Shout out Eric Adams. Shout out Dua Lipa. By unpopular request, we are back for number 2.
Yep.
A lot of you were asking, imploring, how much longer is the hiatus, and can you keep pushing it out? Please keep pushing it out. And to you detractors and haters, I say, too bad.
Too bad.
Too bad, so sad. And anyway, to give ourselves a pat on the back, we wanted to read some fan mail that we got. Oh, we got it from Core Civic, a very reputable company that you don't have to look up what they do. We prefer you don't. So anyway, this is the letter. We got it about a week ago. Hello, Ben and longtime listeners of the show. And I want to say, we here at Core Civic love, this is supposed to be a heart. We love your program. We've been playing it nonstop for our prisoners, and we've had 5 of our death row inmates request us to expedite the execution process because of it. Can't wait until the next one. And doesn't that just make you feel good for all the work we did?
Yeah, I'm really proud of what we've been putting together here. It really is. It's been kind of a cornerstone of American media, not about American. Well, we get a good amount of Americans in there.
We put the passion in Passion Project, and that's what people need. And this isn't a Marvel movie. We're not just going through the steps. This isn't, the Russo brothers printing off money. This is confrontational, praxis-based art.
Okay? I do wish we were printing money, to be honest. If given the opportunity, it's, So, without further ado,
let's get the full slide.
So we get rolling.
Ulaanbaatar Open. For the folks that don't know or may not know, it was a really good tournament to start the month. So some of the big results we had, we're going to go to 57, 65, and 79. And then later we'll talk about heavyweight, because while it's not hugely consequential, because heavyweight's kind of like got a hard top-end hierarchy right now, which is heavyweight's better than ever, but we'll talk about that later. The big ones are Musa Mektikhanov, who's the European runner-up, beat the last year's world champion Chong Song from North Korea, which had been elite in 2024 during the Olympic qualification process, but like 2025, he kind of shocked some people, beat Arsen Hartjenyan, beat Beksat Almasulu in the World Finals. And him, along with some of the other North Korean guys, they're big move guys. They're kind of hard to game plan for. Their re-attacks are very good. And, like, it's preparing-wise for, like, a guy who can kind of hit big moves off you in transition is always hard to do. But the consequence of that in his style is, like, hey, in those interstitial and sort of those interim moments, you leave yourself open for so many leg attacks and low shots and everything when you're lunging in to an over-under, trying to headlock guys, chest wrap guys. There's no in-between. But when guys kind of catch on to that, like Mektikhanov did with his low shots, you kind of limit your opportunities for success when guys don't just let you launch them.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's something that I was wondering for you, and we talked about a little bit briefly about North Korean program last time, but just like, is there a whole lot of information about like what their team camps look like? Because I'm curious. Like you said, it's big move heavy. Like their styles are not very. They're, like you said, hard to game for. But like it seems like
they've been out of the game for like they were out most of COVID. They didn't really show up right until 2024. It's strange because they can. I think some of them have like some good low ankle sweeps every now and then. But as a whole. You remember, like, when the Cubans were around, like, they pop up every now and then, like, Bonnie Rodriguez.
Yes.
Like, why would I dare take a head inside single or a sweep single or high cross or any of that boring reductionist crap when I could just, shoot one shot.
Amen.
Just get one fireman's carry and 5 you and then do nothing the rest of the match.
It's like when you're in a video game when you're just kind of spending the thing is he would do it toward the beginning, so I can't even say that he was like just do it. He would stall the rest match after getting a cue. Yeah.
Oh, we know exactly what match we're talking. 2018.
Beautiful.
So I don't know if people recognize or if they read my stuff for long enough, but every Olympic cycle, I come upon a Russian guy that I think is really good, beats a lot of good guys domestically,
Yep.
places well at continentals, and then in some way, shape, or form or another, absolutely demolishes me through a disappointing world level of performance. And then shortly after he's good again, then he becomes instantly washed.
Yeah.
Gadjimod Rashidov was that guy.
Rashidov.
And then hopefully not Azembek Shamalov, but he's in the Spencer Lee camp where, oh, thank God you won, but oh my God, your body's held together by duct tape.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into that in Spencer Lee and finally.
So,
but the next one,
yeah,
we'll get Amazad versus Mamedov. One of the, you have to watch that match. I think, actually, we have a link for it. Do we?
Yeah. Would
you have the link?
You want to get it up? Cool.
We'll do it on the interim after the UFC bits, but okay. We'll watch it. Mamedov beat him in PWL a little while ago, and then he beat him in the World Bronze Medal match in 2023 while he's still with Russia. So with Shamil, technically because he didn't have an association with the Russian club team that supported the war in Ukraine, which more so those guys do military service and then they're pressured by the Russian Federation and government to go to those events.
Yeah.
Which is what they got caught up in. Mamedov got clearance to compete with the UWW team at the Olympics 2024. He was the only guy, but then he gets injured beforehand. And you think to yourself, okay, and he's going to go, he puts in the paperwork, gets it done, goes to Bulgaria. But then right after, the whole UWW qualification, IOC pulls out Russia and Belarus at the last second. Adi Magomedov actually showed up in Belarus. So then he goes to Bulgaria, which we both know had a new president elected, and there's nothing more transparent and non-corrupt than Balkan Sports Federation. Everyone knows that. So for a while, they were stuck in between. They got Stanko Slateva, who was like their best wrestler on the women's side ever. And then it turned out she was a foaming at the mouth Bulgarian nationalist who stopped people from having their own personal coaching and training camps, tried to put like a language ban. So if you didn't speak Bulgarian, you couldn't be on the team.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. If you weren't like a naturalized, born in Bulgaria, Bulgarian, you're not competing. And then the Federation looked around. It's like, oh God, yeah, we might need to do something about that because all of our world champions, one's Dagestani, Madoff is Dagestani, Novikov, one of their Greco world champs is Ukrainian.
Yep.
And he pulled out of like training camp and everything. He protested. So now I think they kind of leveraged some of it. Madoff,
the book of the only to be repeated by the nation of Switzerland recently, and not
the famously neutral Swede with who don't look into any of their history on European and North African immigration and how they treat that. But
no, it's
not important. You don't need to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ismail Kania, that guy is the new young blood at 79. He's incredible. He won juniors last year at 74. He beat very elite continental guys. And Yousefi won junior worlds last year at 79. He got bronze at U23s. He won the Asian championships at 25, but like his placement this year been kind of rough because it's like you ran into Jamal and then you ran into Kania. And Kania, his brothers, Muhammad here, will be Kyle Snyder. So, like, those guys are the future of Russia. And, yeah, I mean, the Ahmed Usmanov match, Usmanov won Worlds in 23.
Yeah, for the next
cycle. He beat him at the year. Yeah, I mean, within this cycle, potentially. Usmanov is really tough to beat.
Yeah.
People would like him to open up more. Kniev is going to be great. He's already great. So he's still U23 eligible. So he's gonna continue to tear it up. But yeah, this was the okay. Hey, now we know. Now you're in. We'll go to the second half. We do 70. Oh yeah. So 70 was all about 70 was about Abhamanu, who came off like a really bad like ankle injury. Thought he would be retired. Came back, won the Asian Championships out of nowhere. He was number 2 in the world, and now he's not because he showed up at Ulaanbaatar, and he got whooped his bag. Yeah.
It didn't look like he was in it.
No,
which could be like, you can attribute that to like, if you are, you can have a bad way and you can have a blah blah blah, and like, you look for a bounce back, but it's just like those in themselves is just like, he just looked kind of flat out beat.
Yeah, he just didn't. He didn't look like it matched up well with him. And I remember Altamirov match. I watched it. He was just snapping him down in like a front head from standing, doing like the head and hole finish that he really does well. And then the concerning thing about it was like, hey, you've been a senior level guy that you got 5th in 2023. Why are you voluntarily exposing yourself and giving up leg laces? Like, shouldn't you stop doing that?
And it's like, always a question with different. I don't know. Yeah, I run into that, and I kind of, I mean, I think sometimes I don't know what's going on in the heads. Other times there's certain considerations that I might not be thinking of, but I just like
the closest one would be like folk style guys, not thinking they can roll out of a scramble. But like the other thing is too, like if you don't have great entries into an over under, don't do that against Olga. Don't do that against the over under guy in the whole world. Like they just put out a documentary about Mongolian wrestling style, and he's a freak at it.
Yeah.
The belt wrestling. Like everybody knows that not to tie up with him. You beat him once, but then you forget, oh, I was in an over under with him for all of 3 seconds before getting my underhook and just throwing it by, trying to get like an ankle pick or a low double.
Yep.
He did not spend any extended time in there. Oh, I wonder what would happen if I did. Oh, 9-0 loss. Again, Tolga has a great high crush too, but the other thing on Tolga, the Altamirov match is like both guys operate from the over-under. Both guys look for a lot of their offense from there.
Yeah.
Altamirov has that great sort of outside like arm throw where it's like a bag throw, but like they kind of stalled each other out. So if you want to see it, great. But if you don't want to see it, it's a 2-0 match. So no one's.
Yeah.
I watched it, but the weird one, Frost Wazalewski, the kid from Penn, who I want to say he was like number 8. He was a low placing element, which is still very impressive. But,
well, you're not expecting to translate to the senior level particularly well.
He was 28-5. He had like a 5-4 match. Oh, it was absolutely a head scratcher. And you think to yourself, okay, is this like you just jumped levels instantly? Like like Kanan Webster. We'll get into Kanan Webster. Kanan Webster's jumped levels in a couple months. That he was good, but he moves up like 2 weight classes comparative. No, he's a 157, and it was 157, so he moved up 1.
Yeah,
that's a different case, but this was just weird. Didn't see that coming at all. It was weirdly adapted well, and this didn't do anything. Doug Zapp, kid from Penn, remember him?
Doug, yeah, no, I know Doug. So that's a Penn RTC, and we're already on the topic of Wazalewski, who he's our Penn RTC, right? He's PRTC.
Penn boy. So Doug, we have Altamirov. So back in 2024, when Altamirov, he beat Ayagi, who's last year's world champion at 70, and Ayagi got bronze at U23s, and then he got bronze last year. At U23s, he's kind of going to slip up a little bit. You just got to kind of respect that because it's after seniors. He'll be good, but, it's not the end of the world if you lose at an age group thing after doing seniors.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. That's a great thing to tell athletes. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Anyway, he beat the guy, Magomed Bashir Kaniev, not related to the Kaniev brothers in Russia, who won U23s, I think later that year or maybe the next year. So he beat him when he was wrestling for Azerbaijan. which just is strange to me that Aniev, who is Dagestani,
Yeah.
transferred to Azerbaijan, but now turned by Ramos there. Okay, whatever. He's good, but then he transferred again to Turkey. So I guess Turkey threw a bunch of money at him because Stoner Demirtas retired. Good
Not
for
rest in
you.
peace, but yeah, no more
He's not,
Demirtas. He's gone, not with us.
he doesn't compete. He's dead. Just you remember that it's a Curb Your Enthusiasm bit where it's like they don't. Aries' dad doesn't tell him, like, she didn't want to bother you. Your mother didn't want to bother you. What do you mean she didn't want to bother? He was fine. And then like it turns out he died.
Yeah.
Why you busy? You're
You're
busy,
busy. You're
Larry.
busy. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's good. He shouldn't. As far as I know, he's probably enjoying retirement. So good for him.
He's coaching. Good for him. Yeah, he was. I remember very well the 2017 European Championship finals he had against Murad Suleimanov.
Yeah.
Like Suleimanov is just like a physical freak, but another guy who just, self-inflicted wounds and collapses late in matches. And like the way he kind of dug himself out of a hole and sealed that match late, I can't hate the guy. Yeah, we'll go to 92 and heavyweight.
Yeah.
Already said what we said about.
Dinesh.
Well, Monty Yousefi's like, I think he just turned 20, so like this isn't like a guys at the last 2 or 3 years of their career they're
No.
peaking, but this is your hard cap.
He's
Who's
just turned
too bad.
20?
Yeah, dude, he's really young.
Huh.
Yeah, he's junior eligible.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah, Dinesh is an actual top 10 heavyweight
Yeah.
for India, which I cannot tell you the last time they've had anyone good. I mean, actually good, not Deepak Punia, getting UWW blazed. Yeah, that's another story. So unfortunately,
Bro,
when I was
Deepak, he
writing
just
this
fell
book,
off, didn't he? I mean, like,
he just like had good placement for like a year or two, like good bracket
yeah.
placement. He beat Javrail
Or
Shafiev.
get
He beat a
bracket.
couple of bums.
Yeah. He had a cut were decent.
Yeah, they're decent, but it's always he's gonna be the same guy, and then he
Yeah.
got some injuries. But Indian wrestling fans grossly overestimate his ability. So
Yeah, that's
when I was on the Bajrang train, so to say, I'd have guys be like, "Do you think Deepak Puni can beat Yazdani?" I'm like, or Taylor, and they'd actually ask me that sincerely. I'd be like, "What? Why? Why? What answer do you want me to give that doesn't, completely invalidate anything I'm doing? Like, it would if I said yes to that, I should lose all legitimacy
it's just kind
as
of a mild amount of wishful thinking when he was in good form.
a mild.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure,
It's like,
mild.
man, he's so good. It's good to have belief in people to do things. But
Well,
it
it's good to have
maybe
belief, and then there's you're drinking the Kool-Aid with Jim Jones.
yeah, yeah. But
There's
Dinesh
Evan's Day.
is the real deal.
Sure, this came out of nowhere. He got bronze at the Asian Championship, but he beat Yadish Kasimbeck, who won juniors last year for Kazakhstan. It was very good. And then, yeah, he beat world bronze medalist Robert Baran for Poland. So good for him. This is, I think if we look at the current heavyweight landscape and you break through. Now, granted, Masumi Velati, I don't think is eligible. The giant guy who won juniors and U23s
Yeah.
for Iran, he's not eligible for Azerbaijan, I think, until next year. You think Dinesh, great job, but I don't think you're not getting Baizare, you're not beating Sharapov and Bahrain. No go on Kurbanov, no go on Wyatt Hendrickson. Meshvildishvili seems like a bit much for you. Maybe you could pull something on Hakan or a single from Turkey, maybe, but still, but you see where I'm saying like that upper echelon of heavyweight is just really tough to crack.
Yeah.
To, like most,
I mean, it's kind of
most
always
of the
been
studio.
that way. It's been your S tier, and then it's the rest. Like it's like interchangeable results from the rest of them.
And then Gable was there for a bit, and then
Yeah, Gable was like the one that would have like Never mind. Honestly, we're
We'll get into
special in
that. We'll
being
talk about
disappointed
finals.
about Gable, but anyway.
We'll talk about it during the
You
final
were
watch.
supposed to bring parity to the weight class.
Anyway, Ashkab Sajalayev, 92 kilos.
Yep.
92 kilos in Russia. It's run by Amanullah Gadzhimagomedov, who waits halfway through a match to figure out, oh, I should actually do something. I have the best.
Have you ever
I can expose him.
Oh, go ahead.
But he just blew a match at Euros that he shouldn't have lost. He's beaten Farouspor, like, who's very good.
Yeah.
He limits himself, but it's like, oh, like the Michael Machiavello match. Maybe I should actually shoot on this guy. Maybe I should actually, I can duck under well. I have a good outside step. I see. What if I actually tried winning a match?
See, like, you don't know there is this actual, like, calculus that's going on, calculating percentages in his background, and it's like,
beautiful mind.
He's not willing to go for a, it's like I imagine his
proactive action.
Yeah, his percentage, like his conversion percentage is probably a little higher than typical, I think. Like, he doesn't. Yeah, so it's like his thresholds for shooting. It's like, no, I could shoot that, but that's just wishful. Like, he knows when the shot is wishful. Yeah, so that's his deal.
How dare you ask me to actively try and win my match? I can beat everybody in Russia. I can beat.
An artist is at work.
Yeah, an artist is at work, pal. You listen, buddy. Yeah. So Sajalayev with Mustafa Gadzi and Malak Dabirov moving up to 97. Yeah, you could say maybe Arslan Bagayev was their world rep at 86 a couple of years ago. This one U23s. Yeah, you could argue between the two. Hey, I think Bagayev has better ability, and he just lost 10-6 to Gadzhimagomedov. Between those two, who's the number two? But yeah, Sajalayev looked great. Beat out that back off. No complaint. Yeah, he's super solid. He was a national runner-up to Alan Bagayev back in 24. Before they said, listen, pal, they've been sanctioning Rashid Sajalayev too long. We need to get him a title.
Yeah.
And wrestle off,
Don't worry, given.
Don't worry about it. It's Chinatown. Chinatown, Makatko. That's right. Abbafassel Romani, we talked about it a couple of times. He had a 12-9 loss to Trent Hidley that he was leading for a lot of the match. Really good. Won the Asian Championships for Iran last year at 86.
Yep.
U23 world medalist. But another really, I want to say he's in his early 20s. It's not like right just turned 20.
He's like, oh, I thought he was a little, okay, cool.
Oh, he's U23 eligible. He's born in 2006. He just turned 20 this year.
All right.
So the contention with him is like, yeah, he can really push himself ahead in these matches, but time and time again, he's sort of getting physically outmatched late in matches, sort of wiltering. And at 92, it's not happening as bad. Like, he's, fixing some things up. But wouldn't you know, it happened again. He's leading Azamat Bekov, a two-time world medalist, like very elite, like 4-1, got a step out, I think passivity point, and then like a underhook throw by, like low double, like looked great, controlling the match the whole time. And then I'm watching it. It's like 30 seconds left. I'm like, oh, he's gonna do it. He's getting knocked down in the front headlock step. And I'm like, just wait. You know how like guys will panic, like being snapped into front heads, like stuck underneath, and try to catch it. I'm time to. So he like builds himself up into it, but when you're getting chest strapped or head pinched, you have to understand there's a point of like we'll talk about later with Marcus Blaze, Jack Sporus, where you're controlling the elevation change and you're controlling it versus like, hey, he's lifting you up and you're about to go for a ride. Yeah. So that was the lap. So he brought himself up, thought he was going to lift, and then Dalit Bekov took him feet to back with like 10 seconds left. I was just like, he did it again. Otherwise, 20 years old, just keep an eye on it. He's going to break. I mean, he already did at 86. He was a top 15 guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's top 15 at 92. He's number 10. But it's, there's still a lot of room to grow and get better.
upside. There's a whole lot of
Tons of
room
it.
to plateau. No, anyway.
That's what we're really tracking. How much worse can you get? That's what we
How
really
much
care
the
about.
same can you be?
You know, we call it the Deepak Punia scale for aggression. We have a chart, and then we're fraud watching, and I put a little smiley face by when the chart when the arrow starts going down. That's what I really care about. You want to do the UFC before we do the match review, just so we can
Yeah,
get to them.
we'll get to the UFC.
We'll get some good jabs in.
Yeah. We also got PWL. If you want to run through anything there quickly, up to you. I know we got a bunch of stuff and not much time, so
We'll do PWL after the match review because explaining the 74 kilo sort of trajectory in Russia, because Russian nationals are next month. So we'll do UFC, some just some good old UFC Freedom 250, a masterclass in sports subtlety and yes, they'll never know.
they'll never know.
Yes, never know. There's like one of those old pre-Looney Tune cartoons with the green guy. It's like, I hate the Hardy Boys. That guy. He's the marketing executive. UFC marketing. The MMA marketing, so that's a low, low level.
Yeah, you just gotta be angry with one another and kind of vague ways, and yeah, it's just
So we'll get into. We've got a lot of bits off of this. So the real takeaway that you should get from this is not, hey, this is the degradation of a national monument, and it's not that. Listen, pal, sports washing is only bad when I don't enjoy it, when it's not done well.
Exactly.
Right now, all bets are off, which is also not true, because actually gambling is more popular than it.
Yeah, all bets are. In fact, yeah, no, it's all bets will be more on than they've ever been.
They're actually more. They're actually more on than ever. In fact, everything we do is for our humble and gracious supreme leader, Gambler.
I really hope somehow that like the position markets get tied to the American economy somehow, so then it comes out that we can't get rid of them. They're gonna, it's gonna mess up all the jobs. It's think of the jobs.
Kalshi said AI. Listen. Kalshi put down a plus 350 bet that AI is going to make me, go insane. So AI has to take my job, or else, it's not going to hit. And next thing you know, you're foaming, you're catatonic in the corner, in a very tight jacket.
Yep.
Which hopefully, if you hit your parlay, is Balenciaga. If not, too bad. It's so sad.
Balenciaga. I signed up.
That's right.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who I worked with had a fake Balenciaga jacket that, it stopped after the G. So it was just Balenciaga. And, nobody will ever know.
Hey, that's
little do you know.
Well, it's kind of, but once actually, you know what? I don't have a riff. We don't have a ton of time to get through the rest of it, but we got.
Well, what we have here.
Topuria. I feel like we're not going to be the go-to source of UFC knowledge, but we do have our.
It's what we get here, where at the end of round 2, right? Ilia Topuria is like airing Justin Gaethje up with body shots. He had him bent over, like reeling over, and then he goes to look for a submission, kind of gasses himself out. Then after that, it's like Justin Gaethje remembers, oh, I can jab, have a height and reach advantage, and I hit like getting kicked by a horse. Let's see what I can do with this. And then came back and put on one of the most generational second half beatings I've ever seen against a supremely confident, very elite champion, like all-timer in Ilia Topuria. And the point of contention that they had, the UFC, this event was so poorly conducted medically, incredibly. They wanted to stop the fight after the third when Ilia Topuria was legitimately blinded. Like one of his eyes was completely swollen. So the doctor comes in and he's like, hey, call this off. He can't see. What are you talking about? He can see. Listen, one of his eyes can see. That's enough for me. The UFC commission doctor comes in and says, listen, do you care about freedom? Graham. And yeah, they made him quit on the stool the next round. Like the beating just continued. And this is the second time Justin Gaethje has blinded a man in the UFC lightweight title fight.
Yeah.
This one was 21st.
Yep.
On our time, we're running well because that's a common thing of a good talk show where they say, we've got no time at all, next bit. Cyril gone. Alex Pereira complains about getting elbowed in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Has never watched a Cyril Gane fight in his life, which tells me he didn't watch tape. Cyril Gane is the great sort of archetype of supremely talented fighter, also cheap any chance he can get. You got to love those guys.
Yep.
Sean O'Malley is hitting the Nick vape addiction demographic that the UFC is trying to break into.
Yeah, it'll work something like, who is that? It's kind of a crossover. They got the Kratom guy who's doing DHS.
Yeah, gas station Kratom and molecule demographic. That's what you get with Sean O'Malley.
Yep.
Josh Hokett, the less I can say about whatever his current gimmick is, which is just like racist, solo, macho man Randy Savage, the better, but he's a very good fighter. And that's all we're going to say. And then Michael Chandler, we've got quite a few things dialed up to that. So recently, it was Hunter Campbell, who does their matchmaking, told Michael Chandler, you are the most over-prepared fighter alive. And why they said that is they've been dangling a Conor McGregor matchup over his head like a carrot 4 years. And now he's going to fight Max Holloway, welterweight, next month. And Michael Chandler waited 4 years just to take a couple bad losses. But anyway, he still thinks it's going to happen. So the most over-prepared, it's going to happen.
Listen, I was going to just say a certain country does have, a weapons of mass destruction. They do,
The Conor McGregor, Saddam Hussein has mod. Michael, these are the same thing. It's really, no, come on, guys. It's real. It's happening. If Dick Cheney was still alive, he would have loved to gaslight UFC fans.
Oh, it's a pass.
Well, the matter of over preparation, if we looked into Michael Chandler's training camp, what I can imagine is it's all just consistent of CrossFit classes, thin motivational posts, and then Turning Point USA videos. You could say that that's not a good base. Or other big things was Daniel Cormier owes Eric Trump for trying to get insider information. Hey, good fights. Anybody's going to take a fall? Any of these guys hurt?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I wouldn't compromise the integrity of our sport. Yeah, but come on. It's me. It's me. And then Daniel Cormier puts out something like, I would never compromise the integrity. How dare you ask me something like that? Within like 30 minutes, it takes it down. And for like the past week, UFC PR machine has been in overdrive, just being like, yeah, no, they were both hacked simultaneously.
Yeah.
And the hacker released it under Daniel Cormier's name from his phone.
Dude, I wish I was in the PR. I could have, because I feel like I could have given it some good. I was like, hey, let's workshop this. We need to we can workshop this. He was making a joke.
We can try.
I don't know.
Wouldn't it be so funny?
But now it's all good now because we have their Trump's newest data center will have Daniel Cormier's name on top of it. It's the Daniel Cormier.
The Daniel Cormier data center for completely legitimate AI use.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
Or what we call, we're calling it DC and AC for those electricity nerds out there who really, are keen on the game. A lot of people were saying this was a degradation of the institution of the White House, but we, who are trying to angle for, Turkey al-Sheikh, please, we have no dignity. Please sponsor us. We have, let's emphasize this, no self-respect. We're podcast guys. Of course we love sports watching.
I am interested in fielding offers from public investment funds,
Private equity. We do
private equity, whatever you got, sovereign wealth
authoritative regimes.
funds, like, yeah, it's
Oh,
just,
no, we've got no self-respect.
we,
Let's
we are
put that out.
shameless. Yeah.
We are ashamed. We're podcast guys.
Podcast guys. And so are we running, we're hitting,
Oh, we're good on time. We got another hour. I'm on Central Time. Yeah, you're thinking 7 Eastern. I mean, we got another hour.
I'm Eastern. Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, then, in that case, we're going to film review.
So we are going into film review, the best match of the month. All right, we are so back. It's time for match review. This is the 65 kilo finals. Ulaanbaatar, which, from what I'm hearing, Eric Adams has said New York is the Ulaanbaatar of the United States. So it means it's pretty nice. Let's go. Let's see what's going on. The thing is, Amazon's more of an extreme example. You know, like they have guys just come up with like underhooks all the time. He really does. And people would say, oh, that's a limited style. But the thing is that he does with it, he covers distance. Yeah. His underhooks entry better than anybody. So it's not just somebody hanging out in distance, just giving up low shots. He's got something here. But again, Shamil Mamedov is a contrast of style. He loves to shoot. He's got a great gun from underneath the front headlock. He'll peek out on you. He's great. He can for you. Super athletic.
The kind of the lat strength. You could tell he clearly has is he's controlling that position from a shallow under and is able to kind of get movement to an angle that's more preferable. Which is really just with the single arm with the short under is like not. You got a whole other person you're moving with that, which is pretty impressive.
The strength, the absolute sinking feeling. There's the high crotch, and it should be the end of the match, couldn't it? I mean, you got to a high crotch. We got a man elevated. Oh, look at that. A big 4.
Nice.
Low gut. That's 6. That should be 8. That's 8.
And that's
that part there. Yeah. This looks like it's over. Surely I'm not going to, spoil what happens. This should be it. This should be it.
Beautiful.
What? Beautiful high crotch. Elevated. The guy can't post. He can't get himself back on the mat. Because what I did see, like when guys go back with a feet to back, the guy can just post on the mat, get there. Nope. Took it. 2 low guts. 8-0.
It's really quick to finish, or quick to transition to that gut there, which is great finish. And that's of course, that's the most likely time you're going to be able to kind of blow up a match is right off that shot.
Yeah, while they're recovering there and then you load their hips. This has got to be the end of the match. We didn't score. Oh, sure.
They've been 2 points away from getting teched, and it's just simply
blown it. It doesn't happen, and that's not what's going to happen here. And look at that. He gives up a step up. And what people don't appreciate enough about Amazon, he snaps into front heads. He pursues those go behinds. Oh well. Like he runs guys down off that knee or ankle into his shots better than anybody. And it facilitates him, hey, you're trying to get up? Okay, now I've got my underhook again. I can run you down.
Yeah. They
facilitate so well.
Yeah. You can see it's nice. When you talk about like your offensive trees where he's able to like his exchanges, he's able to get, the push outs, your boundary points out of exchanges that look like maybe they could have been, canceled or like appropriately countered.
Well, the other thing, too, that he doesn't fall into the trap of with underhook heavy guys and styles is, again, just in management more than anything. Like him and Yazdan and now Trent Hidley, where I say, oh, he's going to underhook you the whole time. Just clear out circle, and maybe you get a low shot. Nope. They figured it out. And there again, it is. That's a control underhook. Freckles to the side, snap. And this is the first period. That's going to wear you down.
Yeah.
That is just going to kill it. And look at Mamedov. That's a completely reasonably proportioned 65 kilo man. Anybody can look like that. He's a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's
that's
in the
ridiculous.
normal proportions. There we go. We got the replay on this finish.
That's
Tries to transition off, but he's able to keep his leg inside, which makes the exposure not
yeah.
go all the way out. But transitions really quickly before he's able to post arm, and still too loaded up to do anything about it. Yeah, that's tough. It's a great finish. I mean, it's like not an ideal finish, but it's just not good with how he's able to counter. But Madoff did a really good job.
He's something else. Oh, speaking of Bulgarians, we forgot to mention Magomed Ramazanov was back at Ulaanbaatar. He won it. The Olympic champ. Yeah, he won it. Looked great. No complaints. I think he's the number 2 guy behind Kadius. And I think Joyev maybe be able to close the gap.
When's the earliest do we think we can see that matchup? Is that going to be Worlds?
Worlds, because I think they're done with qualifying and ranking series. He didn't push me out. No, didn't happen. I love that people are so dedicated to complaining. They can do great single. This is the step out, and I think guys can maybe the adaptation to international is like being willing to get that step out, to get your back with some momentum instead of just being, I can't get a full shot entry. Maybe let me bail, because those step outs will keep you alive.
Yeah,
and they can change the course of a match, not just scoring wise, but momentum and initiative, which is going to be something big we talk about with Kyle Dix at E Valencia. It was the difference maker if it's series last year. So yeah, he's chipping away a little bit. It's not going to be okay, I mess up once and I'm toast sort of lead, but yeah, Mamedov still in control.
You see that?
But he hasn't done
that push and pull from that shallow. And it's good to keep. I've always called it no, I haven't always, but as a coach, you called it keeping your T-Rex arms.
Short arm, yes.
Yeah, short arm.
Go ahead and say.
My God.
I love Amazad's exposure series. He does it so well, because that's another aspect of it. Hey, somebody's going to get to your legs if you're going to be on unprick heavy stuff. You need to have second layered defense. Like, you need to have exposure based and scrambling defense. So 10-3, he still gives up the shot. Yeah. When you get to final X, we'll talk about some former complaints I had about Kyle Snyder, and now makes and runs down a single. He's a dog. He's got that dog. Just wings it.
That's just great. It's like you can analyze there as much as you want, but at the end of the day, it's like the takeaway is more so the mindset that is getting him there. Like he's not taking a break. It's off.
It's not fine grit, baby. This is pure sandpaper. He is just breaking him down. You think outside of that shit? Yeah, there it is. Under throw. Yeah, he clears out. This is Shamil Madoff, very elite guy. He's transition. He gets a full under snap bomb, throws him by like 3 or 4 actions there just to get a step out. So that's what you got to do.
And it's the fact that he doesn't mind expending that effort, knowing that as long as he's controlling the position, he will end at a minimum with a step out. And
he's got the thing. And the thing is, Madoff can only keep position for so long until, and this is the principle of that, hey, I'm going to get something big at some point in time. Like, he'll break position, and the big thing with that is you're thinking, I'll get a bar cigar or something, I think some people, I would call it bar cigar. It's like a knee tap double where you're shelfing it, and then you take it outside, which is actually, I think, what he scored with. I liked it. There it is. Swim, yeah. The big bar cigar, that stick. And, hey, look. Yeah.
Dude, oh, man. It's just so... Gets it.
Right to the bars.
This guy's so gritty, man.
And look, at the thing is, too, I think people get stuck on, like, their low gut setups. If you can just tilt a guy, you can just break his hip, you're going to get it. So, don't get stuck on, I need to take him over. It's only left or right side. Like, hey, just tilt him.
It's a fluid understanding of, like, the actual mechanics of turning a guy over as the transition happens, because it's like, you're not gonna, if he gets the parterre, you can't do that, but the guy's hip is down, and oh my gosh, I can't believe that. It's just
what a freaky match. This is why every time these guys wrestle, you should probably watch it. This is not the hey, this is an elite match, but like lower your expectations. Olga versus Altamirov. No, complete opposite. Yeah, sometimes there's a reason. Yep, that's completely deserved. Yeah. King Amazon. What a freak. Match of the week. Maybe even match of the year, depending on how world. Love it.
All right.
So now you also see why I get frustrated with Shamil Mamedov, because I have to do well, yes, he's very good. Of course he could have won that match. Of course he could have. But he's not going to.
Yeah.
Why would you think that? Yeah, because he lost to Vazgen Tavani in Euros, too. That's similar. Well, he didn't.
Gonna take a pause here. Unpause or unpause? Go. All right. Wait. Okay. We're ready.
All right. So PWL had their first 74 kilo tournament. Usually they do these big one-off marquee matchups, but Sidakov has won the belt. And as we've kept up with, Sidakov kind of had an up and down year where you could kind of argue, hey, you're in a very powerful wrestling country. Guys are coming along. They're very good now. Maybe this is a changing of the guard, but he's still beating Kota Takahashi. He's still elite. So they had the PWL 74 kilo tournament to decide who would get a shot at this belt next. So Anzer Zakoyev, who beat Sidakov this year at the Urigan, both him and Analbek Shariev, who beat Sidakov last month at the Ali Aliyev, both lost to Timur Bajoyev. If was not here. Why you kind of, my enthusiasm died down with Timur as I've watched him for years. I know he's going to get an elite win or two, but then I also know like his ceiling's a lot lower than people think, just because he pathologically stalls himself out in big matches he doesn't need, and it's every big match he has. I've a handful of matches he's had that have gone over like in quote unquote exciting to watch. Not relevant, but Kanan Webster, All-American at 157 for Illinois. He has had one of the best off seasons of a college guy that doesn't make a world team that I've seen in a while, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I think we briefly touched on it earlier, where it's like there's the guys that you see the trajectory, and then there's the guys where it's like, this is just a switch that's been flipped, and it's happened in folk style. Not really. It didn't really happen in folk style. Like it.
Elite. Here's an elite 57, but like, hey man, you're beating Quincy Monday?
Yeah.
Just in the off season? Where'd this come from? Like, I knew you were good in Illinois, but
Yeah.
what? Pan Am runner-up, which the guy that he lost to at Pan Am's from Cuba, Giannis Garcon Tamayo, is very good.
Yeah.
Lost to James Green in the U.S. Open finals. But like, when I saw the release for PWL, I was like, oh, Kanan Webster, I guess he'll win a match. My expectations weren't super high. I knew he was good, but like, I didn't think he was going to like handle the upper echelon of Russia.
Pretty nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nuts. So he beats their 2025 national champion, Imam Ganishov, who's a European medalist as well. Very good. Yeah, just sort of, he beat him 2-2. He's got that dog on him, finished the single on him.
Yeah.
Anzer Zakoyev, one of my favorite wrestlers. Great job at getting like single legs off the 2-on-1. He's got this really nice, like, there's probably a judo term for it, but he gets a headlock and then he steps himself. He does like a hit whizzer kick, but like he throws his hips to the far side like he's about to uchimabe, like he's doing a whizzer kick over.
Yeah.
But he gets a headlock. He takes you through. Really cool. And then he used that as a setup. You get like a crossbody throw, like a high lat crossbody throw against Sidakov, make the Urigan finals. Really exciting, really cool guy to watch. And yeah, Kanan Webster was right there with him. Anzer has been elite in Russia for years.
Yeah.
Like, he could break through really all the way this year. And Kanan Webster kind of came out of nowhere. He lost from 6-3, but a lot of that was, hey, you gave up a big 4 chest strap, but you're still in the match.
Yeah.
So, 2 things out of that. Yeah. Anzer Zakoyev against Zarbek Sidakov. I mean, we're not going to see that match PWL until probably after Russian Nationals. It's going to be delayed because you think about it like, hey, Russian Nationals is next month, and then you've got to prepare for World.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be team camps and prepper. Maybe you could do something in the interim doubtful, but PWL will have something, I think, in September, October. They have something in Atlanta because they'll do a US meet again, which was really fun. They did that right before World, so maybe then, I don't know.
Yeah.
But really looking forward to that. And then Kanan Webster. I mean, you think about, he's not going to go U23 because I don't. The problem with that is because he didn't go through trials or anything, or isn't the highest placing guy or did Final X, he doesn't qualify to take the U23 spot as the next placer within the age group. But still, I mean, you look at what he's
to filter PWL results into the U23 selection next time.
Yeah, we are a foreign interest group. Yeah, usually they do that to influence, elections and such through things like Temple. But we are the benevolent version of that to get our favorite wrestlers into national teams and world teams that they didn't actually go compete for.
Exactly.
That's the key. Like when Bo Nickel went to U23. Yeah, that's. But yeah, Kanan Webster, I think next year is going to take a jump. He'll go 65 or so. I think, the weight's kind of opened up. Yeah, you still have Mitch Messenbrink, but man, what an offseason he's had.
Yeah.
Really.
I'll be interested to see, does this, sustain? Does this plateau? Does it regress?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. It feels weird when you're the results are unexpected, but it's not like we haven't had guys who've done really well randomly,
Round levels. Jump levels is what it looks like by all accounts. Let's go. We've got Iranian World Team Trials next. We're going to cycle through some things. So Hassan Yazdani was the big story. I mean, start of the year, lost to Stephen Buchanan, and there was a lot of head scratching. Like, okay. And Yazdani admitted as much later on, like, hey, this is healthier for my body. I'm 30 now. Like, I've had 2 shoulder surgeries. I'm not doing myself any favors in all that weight and having to train as hard as I do. And he acknowledged, like, hey, the strength and conditioning side, this is a big jump. I'm not going to be as strong as I need to be for this. But it's going to take a while for the conditioning. That's what it looked like against Buchanan, coupled with Stephen Buchanan's very good, incredibly good.
Not bad. Pretty good.
Yeah. So, Yazdani, now the way Iran works is if you have a world medal, you just got to win one. You just got to win a match, and you got the spot, which is it's interesting. It's not very fair, but I guess I know what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them. And in that system, none of their well, Farouzpor beat Assimi, but Assimi beat him in the Iranian Pro League, and Assimi beat Rahmani, and Trent beat Assimi. Anyway, for people who need to know, Assimi beat Aydmukan, Kazakhstan's world champion at 23. He beat him at juniors that year.
Yeah.
He's a step. And then he won U23s over Kania last year, Muhammad, the one who beat Kyle Snyder. So he's got crazy age group results.
Yeah.
He was the number 2 guy in the world when Farouzpor beat him. Farouzpor got bronze last year. But Yazdani, he beat senior silver world medalist Amir Ali Azarpira. In 2 matches, Yazdani's back.
He's back.
Okay. He's back, and he never left.
Let's hope he holds up. But
please. I cannot deal with another beloved Olympic champion whose body is just falling apart at the seam. I already have. Spencer Lee was Olympic silver, so you know what I mean. And then Jamalov, who's now, listen, man, I know you've torn everything in your body, but just please hold up. Just for another year.
Just one more year. Put some KT tape on it, It's just, that'll do
put some KT tape, some Novocaine, and we'll just do the Conor McGregor. Oh, I didn't know this was growth hormone. What do you mean? Oh, my doctor just gave me a needle, and he said, you know where to put it. And 74. So we've been keeping up with 74s changing the guard all year, right? So Yunus Amami, when we talked about Inalbek Shuriev, who had beaten Sidakov at the Iliev, he beat Shuriev earlier this year at a ranking series tournament.
Yep.
In Albania, Mala, which was a very good tournament. I recommend anybody go back and watch it. But hey, Yunus Amami, he's been the guy who lost for a while. Shout out Shout out Eric Adams. Shout out Dua Lipa. If you're watching this, this is it. This is the chance. Yeah. You know, it's funny. This is a tangent, but people will be like, I don't think some stars are proud enough about their heritage, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, out of nowhere, Dua Lipa put out some on Instagram where it's like, yeah, so this is what the actual historically unified Albania looks like. And it's just every other country in the Balkans just crossed out or like annexed.
Yes,
I'm like, you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just don't do that. Don't do that before the next Barbie movie or them. Anyway, but yeah, Muhammad Yazdani, Amir Muhammad, he was a world runner up in St. Rutherford back in 2023. Very solid guy, but they've kind of been waiting. He's really fun to watch. He's beaten Ayagi before too. But going in, kind of thinking mommy's turned a corner, whatever. Nope. Nope. It's the year of the Yazdanis. Sorry, kid. This is Yazdani town.
it's
Okay.
Yazdani town. And that's we're looking forward to. I think we will be better for it.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
So
Heat up that weight class a bit.
this team is loaded. Asian champion Milad Velizadeh, world runner-up from last year, Majavan, Amazad, who we just watched have a great match against Nurmagomedov. He's the returning world champion. Ina Khalili, think if things go his way, he's another guy with a great trajectory. He's beating Kurban Sharayev. He won, I want to say, he won one of the ranking series tournaments this month or this year. I want to say he's a Greb. Let me double check because I know he beat Kemer Tulidze. It was the one, when Caleb Henson got ranked this year for beating Musakayev.
That was after which ranking series was that? Was that Zagreb?
That was the Zagreb. It was the Zagreb, right? Because Henson loses to the Georgian, Kemer Tulidze.
Yeah.
And then he beats a very good Ibrahim Alat. He was last year's Aliyah runner-up. And then he beats Musakayev. Musakayev, to his credit, has ungraded his, respiratory failure in matches from 99% after this fourth minute to 50. So he's not just dying half the year. Yeah. Good for him. But yeah, Kalili's great. Yep. Little Nakoti, who's placed at every single world championship at 79. He's a lock. Sempor, another lock. Things work out. Prispor, another world medalist. The big Yaz, the only thing we care about. And then returning world champion Amir. So that's a loaded team.
That's a pretty good team. Yep. I don't know if I'd want to do a World Cup match against that team, but yeah.
RAF 10. Hey, but what does RAF stand for? What is it actually?
It's a great question. I don't know. What does RAF stand for?
Let me tell you. Retiree Abuse Federation.
It's just you gotta when things break down, when you're supposed that movie that you sunk $200 million into for the budget does not do well because it is not Star Wars 10. It's what you got to do is you got to break out. You got to get Mark Hamill kicking and screaming. You got to bring him into the fold, and you got to put him on camera and make him look whiny and weird. And it's a bajillion dollars.
I heard Star Wars 11 is going to replace Jabba the Hutt with 500-pound Marlon Brando from Apocalypse Now in the moo that he wore from the island of Dr. Moreau. He's going to be, and spoiler alert, he's actually Palpatine. They said he killed him. Anyway, all the stars were here, and RAF was at its peak. Cynically, I wanted them to fail since their inception. But unfortunately, they've worked out, and they've given all of our domestic stars great matchups against each other. They brought strong international competition. Arsen Parachunan was there. Rizabek Aydmukhan, another great standout. He beat Hayden Zellmer. And Shamil Sharapov beat Younger Bastida, which Younger, I don't know how he's going to get to continue to compete, being in the interim of a Cuban in America. I don't think he has American citizenship yet, so he can't compete domestically, but obviously you can't compete for Cuba. But hope things work out for him. But yeah, Sharapov. So back to Machine Gun Mindset. Retirees getting dog walked. As you can see from that picture, beloved Crash Bandicoot body type, Tony Ferguson, CSO. You should know what CSO means. But if you don't know, championship, Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is like if Conor O'Malley sketch was given sentience and, brought to life.
He's a more respectable form of insane, just completely deranged MMA person. Like there's
no
like he's like chaotic neutral. I feel like you're not chaotic bad, and he's not good. He's chaotic neutral.
Well, the thing with Tony Ferguson is what I've been expecting for years. Is anytime I hear like insane MMA fighter, I'm always anticipating like a right wing tilt.
Yeah.
Like I'm expecting them to like go BJ Penn or insane or like
run for.
Hey, so by the way, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm like the weather machine, like kind of crazy. But no, he's just strange. So let's go back to retiree abuse. Sebastian Rivera and Haji Aliyev is still very good. He went life and death to get a last-second score on Haji Aliyev. His body, he's broken ribs, he's broken fingers. Like Haji peaked in 2024.
In 2024,
he retired. Yeah, he was. Wait a minute, no, 2021. Oh my god,
2021. I don't know the time that goes by.
God, it was. Yeah, he was runner-up to Otagoro. Yeah. Otagoro retired because he's broken his foot and his knees, and it's not even third. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like talking about RAF, because it reminds me.
It's just painful. It's like it is. It's not the type of rerun that makes you mad. It's the type of rerun. It's like you're just watching Mike Tyson just kind of look sad, and it's just like
it makes it. It's like watching Mike Tyson lose to Jake Paul. I mean, it is. How do you compete it?
Grummy.
Grody. He competed in 2024, but I think he lost in this.
Yeah. I remember him doing stuff, but he just kept losing. He was picking up losses.
Well, like 2021 he was still good. Yikes. And then he lost Andrew Collins, and he lost the basket in 23. I didn't want to see that. Keegan O'Toole had a good match with Bexod, who's also been retired for 2 years because, hey, when Jamal came in and took the spot for Uzbekistan, it's like, thanks, pal. But you remember the Simpsons bit where it's like Kirk Van Houten at the Cracker Company? And he's like, so after 20 years, good luck, goodbye, and good luck. I don't remember saying good luck. That's what they did to him. Keegan O'Toole beat him. It was a good match. I want to see Keegan O'Toole actually show up to domestic events.
Yeah.
But not to do, because Jordan Oliver will be back next season. He'll be back for 2027, 2028.
Like is he still signed Bellator? I'm so out of the loop.
God. Bellator got bought by PFL, which means the two most incompetently run. People complain about the UFC having monopoly out of insidious sort of five-dimensional chess running, and you really just look at all the other MMA organizations, and you just realize it's their stateside. They are run so poorly.
It's like
they're barely marketed.
It's like Steam being a private company and not beholden to shareholders. Everyone's just like, hey, they're a monopoly, and it's like, no, every other.
No, everyone else is just.
Yeah, it's like what? No, I'm gonna get a game off of the Microsoft Store. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I accidentally signed me up for an Azure subscription somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Brilliant. Look at this. Bellator has failed yet again to purchase a marketing campaign for anything outside of Tel Aviv and Tashkent. Oh, I didn't know about the Bellator Dublin event until 2 hours after it was done. Or that's a good marketing department.
They finished the promo poster after the thumbnail for recap. It's the...
Yeah, that's excellent. The masterful ploy. So whoever's running. They used to have Bjorn Rebney, who was like, I think they did a profile on him. He was literally a youth star. Yeah, it's insane. But if you really want to watch good MMA, go watch Ryzen or like some Octagon or ACA. Octagon's like in the middle of Eastern Europe. And then ACA it's in my heart and soul because it's a bunch of really good Russians who look good against each other and then instantly fall apart when faced against American competition, I don't like. So it's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, Armin Sarukian destroyed Tony Ferguson. We buried the lead. It was depressing to watch. Then that Chimaev beat Dylan Dennis. Do they bring out as a humiliation ritual for these influence bad matches? And wouldn't you know, there was a riot after he tried to guillotine him. Now you would think to yourself, Hamza Chimaev, the former UFC middleweight champion, is upset about getting guillotined in a near illegitimate match, not because it's fixed, but because the level between them is comical.
Yeah.
This is worth a riot. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
And before that, we had Armin Saruki and Giorgio Poulos have it twice, of course. I mean, listen, if you want a riot, you can't have it at every single event. It's like it cheapens the experience.
Tell that to Russian nationals. Anyway.
Well, that's once a year.
That's
once a year.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a longer lead.
It's not every 2 weeks. RAF continues to frustrate me. And look at this. And Burroughs is going to be back. And Burroughs is coming back. That's big. That's big. But probably it'll be some depressing squash match that I don't want to see. But I hope he comes back for trials. And
would be nice.
It will be nice. I like it. And then Sajalayev Snyder 5, like the Rocky franchise. The title of the card is RAF 12. Why are we still doing this? It's gonna be Merab. It's gonna be in Georgia. They're paying people.
Yeah. I feel like the COVID messing up the Tokyo Olympics really like what made the whole clock weird. Like I feel like the last year just everyone's focused on results pre like 2022, 23. It's like, yeah, you want to think about them.
Right? I know it's not. Do you remember like Daniel Cormier after getting knocked out by John Jones in the second fight? He said it himself. You shouldn't have an athlete think this like it's uncompetitive. Like they have to really think they can win. It's not a rivalry. He's down 3 matches to 1. He's 4.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a. It was a rivalry when after the first like 2 matches, and then after that, it never looked like after he lost the first time. After Snyder lost the first time, it kind of just like, or no, I would say it kind of got firm after his second when it was 2-1, his second loss, which was like
it's World Olympics. Right.
Yeah.
And then they hold the full worlds because it was the COVID year.
Yeah.
So usually they just do not Olympic weights, but they said, hey, listen, I know you guys have been out for a year. I'm not over. You do what you want.
And it didn't look close. And I was just like, it didn't look, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I got Final X.
Final X. Gosh, we love heavyweight right now because we were kind of stuck, for lack of a better term, during post 2021, we got stuck in the Gable trap, so to say, where heavyweight was turning along. Okay, great. I think Hayden Zomer had a year there. Like it was 2021 after the Olympics or something. Guys hadn't fully matriculated. Mason was still around, but when really Wyatt Hendrickson hadn't done anything yet. Nick Wisdowski, I think, was still aging out. Dom Bradley was still around. He'd been around. We were kind of stuck in the Gable trap of, I hope he still cares. Like, I hope he's not bored. I hope he goes through. And then 2023, you remember he wins the US Open, right? Okay. He wins Final X. Surely. He's not injured. Okay. Listen, you're going to win another world title. You'll win another Olympic title. Do what you want. That's what USA Wrestling thinks. That's what we're all thinking. Goes out. What you know what? Mason Paris goes and wins a world medal. Beats Abdullah Kurbanov. I think he beats Mongolian in the World Silver the year before. Mukhtar.
Yeah.
Great. Hey, we've got a new guy. Wyatt Hendrickson kind of started to look good. Daniel Kirkley. But yeah, then next year, Mason Paris is Olympian. Strikes it tough. But this year, last year, Wyatt Hendrickson turns it around. He's looked incredible. He's beating, it's not just, he beats domestic guys. Maybe it's hit or miss. No. He looks great. He beat Gable at NCAAs. He's beaten Mason. He's beaten elite international competition. He beat Georgi Meshvildashvili, who was a world runner-up, Olympic medalist. Like, you have two legitimate world medalists going at it every single year now between Paris and Hendrickson that otherwise that we didn't get during the 2024 quad because it was the Gable trap. And, why wouldn't you try and, bet on the guy who's dominated every heavyweight?
Yeah, they do. It just took out, just on a whim, was all right, two greatest generational heavyweights we've ever seen. Yeah, no, okay, no, never mind.
No, I'm bored. I'm not doing it. And there may be some people say there's different priorities,
Oh, yeah. Clearly he had different priorities, but shifting priorities, and that's what it is.
You think of it from USA Wrestling perspective, national team perspective, of the buy-in that you get from 2023 and the frustration of, so you won everything, you did all this, and Mason was the number 2, and now you're just saying, see you later, bye, without a lot of notice. The parity at heavyweight is better than ever. It's better than ever. You've got Wyatt Hendrickson. You got 2 top 10 guys. Wyatt Hendrickson 5, and now Mason was 5. He's going to be 5. Mason Paris is the past world medalist. He's another great guy. They've been going at it. They've been trading results. Hey, you got Daniel Kirkfleet back, who's a past world age group world medalist. You've got Deshaun Ross, who has a great series of his own against Kobe Merrill, who beat Mason Paris. It's 5 elite guys you can kind of look through that are stacked along age group where I've got someone in the pipeline. We're set. We're ready.
Yeah.
Better than ever. Better than ever. And I mean, you think about it, Mason Paris, Wyatt Hendrickson and Mason Paris are 2 of the most complete heavyweights we've ever had. It's, it goes Gable, Bruce Baumgardner, actually, I argue Bruce just off pure production you can make an argument he's the best U.S. wrestler ever.
Yes. I don't think you can. Which just sucks.
No, which is pure skill. I mean, you look at the time, but best heavyweight ever is Bruce Baumgardner. Bruce, Gable, right now Wyatt. Nick Wisdowski was up there for a little bit, but I think in parity, be Wyatt or Mason. And then Mason, like Don Bradley or someone sneaks up there. Zellmer had it for a bit, but lost it. Yeah, we're better than ever at heavyweight. It is the BMI era. So happy.
No, it's awesome. They don't look like they're, you kind of
limited.
Going cow tipping is kind of not what I think about it in years past.
You remember the dark ages of heavyweight where it's just, okay, we've got Zach Ray. Let's sit through 3 step outs and a disappointing passivity point and just hope this is over.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's kind of like watching Rulon or something. Yeah, it's just like
Rulon. I faded on Biggest Loser. The sweat. Zahid Valencia, Kyle Dake. So when we looked at it, yes, it's the first year after the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yes, Zahid's been kind of on the edge for a little bit. Well, okay. He broke through. He was the wrestler of the year last year by all accounts. Beat Kasampor, beat Shoya. He beat everybody. But throughout this year, you're kind of seeing, hey, he's regressing to the norm. He's going back to the baseline. Like, real physically talented, but rushes his finishes, relies on his speed, athleticism more than anything. Cuts himself out in matches, bad gas tank, but still very elite, but all those things.
Yeah.
You thought, well, he separated from Dake last year, and Dake's coming up from 74 or 79. So he should still get it, even if he's not going to be as good as Swank. Kyle Dake put together one of the best game plans, matches I've ever seen from him, especially being undersized.
Yeah.
I love seeing his tactics at 86. That first match, he gave up, like, that sort of heat club. I got a knee pull, and then I'll do a quick low double off the side. On the second one, Dake in his prime. Listen, he exposed in second match. He's pushing for, he's chain wrestling through on step outs, getting single legs on the edge. He's getting violent, masterful on how to deal with the size disadvantage. I can't wait to see Kyle Dake in 86. I'm going to love it. Zahid, go back to 92, I'd say just something where your gas tank liabilities aren't going to be killing you like that, because these weren't, he was struggling. He was struggling.
Yeah,
We'll go Kyle
you
Snyder.
want to see him continue on the trajectory. I'd argue it's Zahid's someone where it's like I don't know if it's like it's not a plateau or a regression. I mean, it certainly is a regression to this point. But like I feel like he's someone who can wrestle himself back into form. Like that's something that he's like. I mean, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But I just
Within reason. I mean, 86. You can make the argument. Brooks is out. David Taylor's out.
Yeah.
Pratt goes up to 92. Yazdani's out. Ramazanov's out. That 2025 year is going to be a little weird.
Yeah.
And for someone on the brink to have like a career year, and Zahid, I think, just turned 30. What I'm kind of saying and seeing here, like, yeah, it would be nice if he did, but I think maybe this is preemptive, but I think that's the best it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'd like to see a little David Taylor early 30s upside, but I guess we'll.
Realistically, I think it's kind of set at this point.
Yeah.
Kyle Snyder, Stephen Buchanan, rookie of the year, freestyle wise, took a match off of Snyder. What we know about Kyle Snyder, you can argue he's limited. He doesn't have second layer defense. He can't scramble. Okay, yeah, he's still a world champion. He still won worlds last year. He has a great high crotch, great match single. He is in very good shape. He is crushingly strong. Okay, he's got great hands-head defense. You can't take straight-on shots at him. He shuts guys out. Yeah, looks like if things work out for him, he's avenged every single loss he's had on the senior level outside of Sadulayev.
Yeah.
And the Arifov. I'm not Beneath, so not every single one, but and Buchanan gave him his like first domestic loss.
Yeah.
I don't count the Gadsden loss due to injury or fault. Yeah. Really impressed with that. What'd you think of Marcus Blaze, Jax Forrest? Because there's people have always talked about both guys' styles are very well adapted for freestyle in different ways.
Yeah.
But Jax Forrest has a great year, even though he didn't place the Worlds. Wins U23s, wins Nationals this year. But Marcus Blaze is right there. Hey, he finished fourth at NCAAs, but you knew freestyle-wise he's got to turn.
Yeah.
And stylistic between them two, Blaze took their first match at the Olympic trials a couple of years ago in 24. When you talk about figuring somebody out, a very tricky person to figure out too, the way Marcus Blaze was able to progress his finishes from head outside, head inside, because largely a lot of his shots are head outside shots.
Yeah.
Are they not? He's going to take that outside step, knee slide, finish off high crotch.
He's really good at like go transition from space to getting the angle to
using his arm drag to set it up. Great front headlock series or low sweep ankle head outside. But against Jax Forrest, he's really tall for the weight class. If you try, he's tall, I'll snapping down in a front headlock. He stalls people out from elbow control underneath better than anything.
Yeah.
He'll slide you by from there, from an elbow. And when it comes to, he's tall, I'll just shoot on him. He exposes and cradles people so well. So Marcus Blaze, covering distance and finishing shots-wise, had a real promising.
Yeah.
The way I remember watching the sequence, he sits into a sip. Okay, he brings it back up. That inside knee slide between bringing him back down his hip and gaining elevation there to take him down in the third match was incredible. And then not getting stuck underneath when he shoots that sweep single, like the outside sweep, incredible again. And then Jax was able to get back match 2. Just timed a great go behind him. I love that.
Yeah.
They're impeccable, world medalist quality guys. I am really happy with the state of 61.
The familiarity. It seems like Blaze is making really good adjustments. Like he's been coming in with good game plans, but also like it's something between them where they're very much their own specific style of wrestler, and it's like kind of come down to a dynamic of like I'm curious, like I just want to see international upside, like because like they both seem like both of them, like you said, really quality. They're both going to be, neck and neck probably for the foreseeable future. And
the next 10
maybe Blaze separates himself as time goes on. but like I more than
That's
anything,
61 flat.
yeah,
I mean, we talk about parity at heavyweight.
yeah,
I mean, we talk about the youth guys still being good in college, whatever. Look at how stacked they are.
yeah,
Marcus Blaze, Jax Forrest, Ben DeVino, Aaron Seidel, and then, yeah, maybe Vito could come back. Austin DeSanto is going to be a top 15 guy for as
yeah.
long as he wrestles. Yeah, I mean, they've got tons of options. But I'd say comeback guy of the year has to go domestically, James Green. It has to.
It's so
It
sick.
has to.
How he is Burroughs' age. Am I wrong, or is he a couple years younger? I think
2 or
he's
3 years younger.
2 or 3 years. You know,
And
you're
he
so right.
just, yeah, because Jordan Burroughs is like 38. Like Jordan Burroughs is right almost 40. I mean, James Green looked so good. Match 3, he seals it off with a great go behind. And with his go behind, you watch enough David Carr, we know he does pressure release, level change, get to a single or double. That's what he does. But James Green on this go behind, this is ring small, but you watch it, you think, wow, this is great. The minute he sees that pressure release from David Carr before he can level change, times it, floats behind and a go behind, breaks him down. Love it, love it, love it. David Carr's setup in match 2, right?
Yeah,
He uses this outside where you could get a single off of, but he clears it enough that'll double off once he gets the outside set. Single kind of entry. When uses the lace, sets up that match really well. Match 1, James Green just looked like exceptional. I mean, he had a great ankle pick that he didn't convert on. Like the control on it gets him on the edge, gets a step up there.
yeah,
And then he sets up this excellent outside step, high single, double off. He doesn't touch his knee to the mat, but it's another great outside step setup when he doubles off. He looked incredible. Domestically, I mean, this is his 8th world team. He made his last one in 2024. Well, yeah, I talked about how great he's looked, but he hasn't had a world medal since 2017. So do you think he's going to ride off in the sunset? He looks fantastic and a very good. I mean, 70 kilos is loaded right
yeah.
now, international. Or 74. Sorry, 74. I was thinking all of the work is at 70. Would you love to see him do well in this bracket? I'd love it. But you've got Shuriya Sequoia Sidikov, whatever comes out of that, or even Bishoya. Not. You've got Ayagi from Japan. Kazanov still around. Is there room for him there? I love it. Amir Muhammad Yazdani is going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, after the way he looked, do I think there's potential there? Yeah, but there's nothing locked in place.
I think it's definitely going to come down to where he's sitting in the bracket and like what kind of matchup he's got in the first couple rounds.
Yeah, but the way he's looked, I feel a lot more confident about it, but it's still not a lock. Zayn came back and very positionally solid. He's a past world champion, but I'm not getting excited about it because he has low scoring matches.
Yeah.
Like,
Kind of can lose.
he's pushed
like
to
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he 1-2-1 over Ridge Lovett, and then Ridge Lovett tried to finish a shot out of the back door, and Zayn just kind of posted out and brought his ankles, like ankle scramble, and then just I've got a low double, I'm gonna expose you.
Yeah.
If I sound enthusiastic, it's like I know Zayn and I know he's gonna be good, but it's like there's nothing new. There's not.
He's not showing a broader upside. It's just kind of
No, it's just
staying as is, which is it's Zayn. It's a known quantity.
It's inoffensive. Spencer Lee, I wish he had ACLs. I wish he had any.
For the love of
I wish he
God.
had any non-torn ligaments in his spot.
Yeah.
I'm just asking a very simple thing. I just want my world team member to not be the $6 million man. That's it.
Yeah. No, it would be nice. It would be nice.
It would be nice.
We've all been wanting that for. I think we probably had he had that, we probably would have seen. Dare I say, I had Cale Sanderson 2.0 in college, and then moving on, maybe better in freestyle. But also, he went to Iowa, which is I don't think it's just good for your knees, generally speaking.
No. How many like outside of Michael Caliendo? How many guys that
Caliendo transferred
from North Dakota State?
Yeah. So he didn't he didn't get the full 4 years. He didn't have the full.
No, but even the guys who when they transfer late in their career, like not even late. It was the kid from two of them from Little Rock. It was Jordan Williams.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's strange.
Do we have? So wait, we need to. This might be a topic for a later date. But like looking at what Iowa guys' trajectories post college, like I'm trying to think of like.
Santo.
You say that again?
Santos like
DeSanto.
Austin DeSanto's doing well. Spencer Lee's doing well.
Yeah.
Michael Caliendo might do well, but at 74, you're stuck behind Messenbrink again.
Yeah.
You're stuck behind David Carr again. James just beat you. Maybe Joe Seeley. I mean, it actually kind of tracks downward for him. It'll still be elite, but it's not as much of a lock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pat Kennedy. Hey, Pat Kennedy.
Yeah.
Pat Kennedy. Yeah, Pat Kennedy. 79, maybe.
Levi. Like, have we seen? I think DeSanto showed international upside. Buchanan is, it works. Buchanan works. He was good when he was at Wyoming, but he definitely, I think he jumped a little bit of a level at Iowa, maybe a little bit.
He jumped big levels, and I will forever be indebted to him for beating a Ferrari.
Yeah, no, I think we all are.
Yeah, younger Bastida could never do wrong by me for just. Oh my God! Wow, this is just a beautiful memory. AJ getting feet to back, body lock.
It's like seeing ego being quashed, like the fluffy.
Just in real time. Yeah, just like the pompadour of mullet. Yeah, it was great. Ripping his head gear. That Younger was on HGH and immediately leaving the brownstone.
I have one. I know. So I think it, and I say this for all of our benefit because it is to all of our benefit. I've had a couple conversations with people who don't know anything about wrestling, but have rough interests in MMA. Like, yeah. So who do you know anything about AJ Ferrari? And I go, I really hope that's not your like broad exposure. No. Yeah, so that being said, God bless. We are pushing past time officially this time now, but we can
we've got
who else? Do we get our final X? Do we miss anyone?
Yeah, we Levi Haynes. Can't stop it.
Yeah.
Can't stop it. Kind of just estimated chance. Not like it was a bad blowout score, but like it was not close.
How do you think? You think his result against
Ismanov?
So like where do you think? How consistently can we see him threaten? Threaten world champs, like world champ quality competitors.
Yeah, he will. He will. Yeah, I'm not. I want to see. I think he can overpower Gardage from Japan.
Yeah,
Jamalov. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think he's going to be very good for a long time. I don't think there's any like early Zane stuff where he like just puts himself in bad position and loses match he doesn't need to. Moving forward, let's look at the events that we've got coming up. PWL is going to pop up at the Baikal Open in Ulaanbaatar, Russia. Two great matchups, 74. One of them is better than the other. Well, Victor Rassi and Evgeny Zhubayev rematch from 2021 Russian Nationals.
Yeah.
Rassi's taking a big jump at 74. Being chairman of Leaf, got fifth at the Olympics. Though the thing is, he dropped back down to 70, and he was a runner-up at the Oregon. Zhubayev.
Yeah.
But yeah, Evgeny Zhubayev, I've made no qualms about that. He has been one of my, again, we think about the archetype of guys I like from Russia. So they beat everyone good, and then they just collapse or do something that's stupid, like Continental or World Championships. Yep. That doesn't mean I don't like them. That doesn't mean they're not good. It just means you're in the toughest. Yeah. You're in the toughest wrestling country in the world. Don't think you'll get another shot. You're good enough though to win worlds, but you're not going to get to go. Olga versus Abhamania. The last one was not close. Let's think how the next one's gonna go. Why? I have different expectations this time for some random reason. I could not explain it. Why is my interest in this suddenly wanes? Who could say?
Yeah, excellent. I think that's a wrap.